So hi, my name is Donna Kendrick, and I am the author of A Guide to Widowhood, Navigating the First 3 Years. And today I'm going to tell you a story about running a race with my late husband, Greg. So it was probably about October of 2013. Yeah, 2013. And we ran the Mad Hatter at the Steel Stacks in Bethlehem, PA. What's a Mad Hatter? It's when you run a 5K, a 10K, and then a half marathon, all in sequence. Now, I was a runner at the time, and my Greg decided that he was going to help me run the 10K leg of this race. So we both signed up. It was my birthday weekend. I turned 40 that weekend, so I got to pick whatever I wanted for my birthday. And him running the 10K was what I wanted more than anything. So we ran the 10K, probably about 5K into it. After a few hills, because it's Bethlehem, PA, there's hills, I slowed down and I waited for my Greg to catch up so that we could finish the last leg of that race together. Now, throughout that last leg of the race, I had a little bit more energy in me than Greg did. So I was teasing him along the way, but trying to make it fun for him. When we finally got to the finish line, you'll see there's a picture of us, and we are like foot in foot, leg in leg at the same pace, because I wanted to be side by side and together with him. Now, in the end, he pushed me and wound up finishing before me. And I can't even tell you how happy he was when he got the stats of who finished first, like officially from the little key fob or the little tracking system in your race number. Oh, he was thrilled that he beat me in the race. Why do I share this story? Because sometimes in life, you have to wait for the other person. Sometimes they might take a step ahead. But walking side by side in this world or in the next one is our role. When you're grieving with your family, with your friends, with the people who love the same person you did, it's okay to be ahead of them sometimes. And it's okay to slow down, to share with them where you are in the journey, how you got there. Because sometimes when we're so close to the person that we lost, we can kind of understand it better or digest it better. And people who are a little bit more on the outside, well, they're still trying to put the pieces together. And they're trying to find completion in their story and their grief. And it might be a little harder because they don't have all the resources. So slow down for them a bit. Let them catch up, just like I slowed down for Greg at the 5K point of a 10K, so that we could walk, run, and finish this whole journey together. The second learning point that I wanted to share through the story of Greg and I running our 10K race as part of the Mad Hatter was to laugh and have fun and share stories about the person that you lost. I love adding to presentations at work or sharing with my children the sequence of photos that we have from the Bethlehem Steel Stacks Mad Hatter run because they're hysterical. Me teasing Greg, him pushing me over the finish line, it's the humanity of it. And by sharing those stories with my kids, they learn a little bit more about their dad and my relationship with their father as a spouse, as a wife. My oldest is 21 now, and I want him to see, understand, and live how to treat somebody in a relationship. And I love sharing those stories to keep the essence of who Greg was alive. My third learning from sharing a video or a story about Greg and I running a Mad Hatter race is to not make the person that we've lost always a saint. What do I mean by that? As time goes on, it's been 9 years since we lost Greg. I feel like many of times he has saintdom. We miss him so much, and we share the wonderful celebration of him and his time here on earth. But like everyone here on earth, he had ups, he had downs, he had some problems. So did our marriage. So did he at work. And I want my kids to understand the humanity to their father. Pushing me over the finish line so he could finish first and gloating about it? Funny, in line with our Philadelphia sarcasm that I still raise my kids with. But at the same time, it was very typical of him to want to be first, to want to have his picture and his stats a number one. And I think sharing those stories with my kids and with his friends and with the general public here on social media is a way to remind you all and to remind myself that he was human. And my kids have a lot of the same traits. I carry a lot of the same traits. And I want them to be able to digest, understand. So here's my third takeaway from me sharing the story of running the 10K with Mike Gregory at the Bethlehem Steel Stacks. I share the stories of how he pushed me over the finish line and celebrated with full sarcasm about being the winner of the 5K, beating me, especially in the stats that came out. I say it a little bit of, I guess we would call it tongue-in-cheek, right? Because I want to share the fact that he was human. I often find 9 years down the road that when we talk about my Gregory, he also has like a saintdom feel to him. Like he did no wrong. Like he was untouchable in life. Because we share so many of the good experiences we have with him. And in grief, we often do that. We love to celebrate the life here on earth. But I need to share some of these stories with my kids because they carry a lot of the mannerisms that are very similar to their father, even though they were 8, 11, and 12 when we lost him. It's okay to share the good and the bad with those you love. It's not being rude. It's part of their story, their journey, and how we share with the next generation about loving and learning here on earth. Thanks.